Hi, my name's Alec Harbaugh, and today I'm going to talk about the value in young adult literature. So, in young adult literature, there are a lot of life lessons exposed to the readers and the audience. Um, and through these life lessons, they can be learned the easy way and they can be learned the hard way. And I don't know about you, but I prefer learning the easy way rather than the hard way because there's no consequences to learning the easy way. When you can have bad consequences learning the hard way. So, through these books, real world problems are exposed to the audience, and this can be helpful to the readers that don't get outside of their town and maybe can be exposed to some new problems that they could face if they ever leave their town. And through these problems, they can learn life lessons and they can learn how to interact and deal with these problems without a negative consequence. And they are also good reads through the themes and the settings of the story. It just creates a positive reading atmosphere, and I always want to know what's going to happen. So I never had a problem um, picking up the book. It was always having a problem putting it down and when to stop for the day. Why am I taking young adult literature this semester? I'm taking it to graduate on time. I am going to graduate with 162 credits. So my semesters are jam packed. I'm at 21 credits right now a semester, and the only way to fit this V credit in is to take it this winter semester. And I've also been recommended to Miss Amy by my girlfriend as a great professor, so I figured why not? I'll take it with Miss Amy. So, the first assignment was starting off with a creative atmosphere, and this creative atmosphere was through the Me poem. And looking back on it, I kind of saw how I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I was a little bit more creative with coming up with different words to describe who I was. One of the downfalls was, however, though, I was pretty monotoned and I didn't have very many facial expressions, which didn't help the presentation of the poem. And through my peers' responses, they all said that I had a really good ending line, and one even said that they wish they would have incorporated that into theirs. So I thought that was a positive. The first book we read was The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and this deals a lot with class separation and how it affects Ponyboy and his family throughout the story. Um, the class separation is between the greasers and the Socs, and the Socs are the upper class, while the greasers are the lower class who don't have a whole lot and are kind of battling to stay afloat. And um, through the discussion post, I shared my experiences with education as I am always going through different schools with the education program and seeing a different community. The worst community I saw this semester was Salem, and they had a lot to do with drugs. So I can see how families are being affected by the poverty. These families were spending more of their money on drugs and less on their children, so their children were malnourished. Some of them were coming in clothes that weren't um, cleaned, and they didn't have a very good home life. So the home life kind of goes back to the outsiders and how Ponyboy always talks about coming home and with his brothers working two jobs and his other one dropping out to help support the family. Um, and through responding to my peers, the questions are getting to know someone before making an assumption about them. So never just because that someone may grow up where they don't have a whole lot of money doesn't mean that they're not a good person. I've seen people grow up in Ellet, and which is in Akron, a small city in Akron, and town in Akron, and I played baseball there, and a lot of those families didn't have a whole lot of money, but they were great people. I stayed with that team for a long time because I shared a lot of good times with them. Book 2, I chose to focus on Catch Pull Drive by Baylor, and this has to do with a transgender swimmer where a female is transitioning over to a male, and she receives a lot of ridicule for transitioning. I can relate to this for my anxiety. I always hid it. I never came out and told everyone, which then led to more problems, having panic attacks when I was out with friends. Instead of just telling them ahead of time, hey, I don't think I can do this, it ended up leading to more panic attacks. So, trying to cover up who I wasn't necessarily a good thing. So, as Tommy comes out in the book as transgender, I think that can solve problems down the road. It may not seem like it to him at first, but it's going to be a good thing for him later on. And in the discussion post, I chose to respond to bullying in schools and transgender athletic performance. And bullying in schools, unfortunately, I do not see it going away, as I haven't seen any kind of um, bullying going down throughout the schools that I've been through to. And transgender athletic performance, I do find it, the males transitioning to females, I do find that they have a step up on the females' performance just because of their muscular ability. And the third book is Why I Learned to Cook. And this one related a lot to me just for the fact of that family has always been an important aspect of my life. Everything I do is with my family. We always do. When I was little, we did family vacations before my grandparents passed away. And even then, we still carry on the tradition of meeting every Christmas and New Year's, Easter, all the holidays, just to get together and catch up. And one of the discussion posts is individuality more important than family? I feel like family is a very important thing, but when it comes to you as a person, you live one life, so individuality is a little bit more important, I feel like, than family, because a family should accept you for who you are as an individual, so they shouldn't make you want to become a different person. And the cultural background through this book, I connect to through my Lutheran background. I always hid it. I would always tell my friends when they asked me to go to a non-denominational church, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian. I never told them I was Lutheran, which didn't make my grandma very happy, but I always wanted to just fit in. But when in reality, I should have just told them, yes, I'm a Lutheran. It's a non-denominational church that I'm going to, so it might be a little bit different, but I can try it. I never told them that. I always just said, yeah, I am a Christian, so I'll go. So my self-development throughout the course, I feel like diving deeper into young adult literature has helped me. Um, Through all of these short stories and the book from S.E. Hinton, I feel like I have developed as a reader. I'm diving deeper. I'm looking more into like the meaning of what's going on throughout the book and kind of just reading to get it done with. Um, and I've seen my writing get better. My grammar has gotten a lot better. I've noticed that a lot of times I switch back between the present tense and the past tense. So noticing that is going to help in the future for all my other classes. And developing as a reader, like I said, I have um, been able to dive deeper into the books to find their true meaning instead of just skimming and reading to get it done with. So these are my sources. I cited all the books just because I did pull information from all the books throughout the presentation. Thank you.